Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Download the Uplift, a place where when we fall, we try and uplift you. I'm one of your hosts, Gabriel Mark, reporting live from Texas. And I'm joined, as always, by the man with a plan. Don't call him Fran, Dane Davis.
What up, man? You talking about Fran, the nanny, right?
Yeah,
I think your name's Fran.
I feel bad. I was like, these intros need to be original every week. I said Stan the other week, but hey, man, you're still joining us, which is going to hit a record 117 Las Vegas this weekend, and they're worried about the ACs keeping up. So God bless
Oh,
Las
nice.
Vegas, man, and your roasty toastiness. What's going
Are-
on, bro? How's your week been? This is a short week, but how's it been?
yeah, I didn't know it was going to be 117. Thank you for that information. It's good to look forward to. But I'll be out. I'll be out of town. I'll be in northern Nevada for 4th of July. So
Well, on that note, actually, we want to send both of us and the whole staff here at Download the Uplift a very large happy belated birthday to America because this is going to come out on the 8th, but we're actually filming on the 2nd this week because Dane has he's got businesses, yo. He's got to make some moves. So we're recording a little earlier in the week before the 4th, and the 4th is all about hot dogs and American flags and NASCAR and all this cool stuff and freedom
fireworks.
and fireworks. We decided to go a little earlier. And I do want to say on that note about fireworks, watch your pets, people. I always read about these people where they're like, I don't know, my pet got out. Well, first of all, why do you have an enclosure that they can get out of? But second of all, if there's fireworks, that's a double negative or double oops on you for letting your dog freak out. My dog, I'll give him Xannies. I'll make sure he's got Nick Jr. on. I'm sitting there petting him, big Winston. It's okay, Papa. What about? I know I've asked you about your pups and fireworks, but you said they're all right.
Yeah, they're all right, but Sarge freaks out a little bit,
Mm,
which is kind of weird. His name's Sarge, very very American. But
perfect.
yeah, yeah, that's a perfect name. But yeah, he freaks out a little bit, but my parents are gonna be at home with them, so yeah,
Mm.
it'll be fun.
How many miles? I know you told me, but I can't remember how many miles you cranking out.
It's gonna be like 3.5 hours, so I don't know what that is in miles, but it's gonna be quite a long drive. Not the worst. I've done like 6 hours to the middle of Nevada. That was pretty bad.
Oh wait, we looked up. It was about an LA drive, right
Yeah,
around
yeah,
there. If you
yeah.
know anything, the Los Angeles to Las Vegas drive is like infamous. Like everyone knows, like oh, it's like a unit, like measurement of time. But did you saw the
Yeah.
bright line thing they're building, right?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the railway that's going up, right?
Yeah,
Finally,
yeah.
finally. Like,
That was so long
uh,
overdue.
well, what was it like 15 years ago or something? They started talking about this.
I didn't know that. That's wild.
That's when I first heard about it. I was just like, all right, that sounds like a great idea. And now I'm like, am I even going to be alive for this thing? I don't know.
My mind automatically goes to like, I wonder how much corruption, like with contracts, and because it's like multi billion dollars.
No,
We'll
for
touch
sure.
on that on throughout the show, I'm sure. But it's a nightmare drive, especially when people are driving home hungover. Now you can literally, and you know, there's gonna be like a train car with like a full bar on there, and you could just sit
Oh,
there and
yeah.
it's gonna be. I want to like come back just to go on that train, but once, like you said, who knows when that's gonna be? I don't. I think they just broke ground, meaning they just did the shovel, the golden shovel. Like there we go, it started.
We're gonna be on Mars, colonized already before we can go to California. That's gonna be it.
Other show notes. Dane finally turned 21 recently. He can officially buy beers without a fake ID. Happy belated birthday, Dane. How'd your party go, man?
Ah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm finally able to go to the bars, and now I have to pay for my own drinks. So, no, the party went well. We did
Good.
some karaoke. I had all my speakers outside, so we're just blasting music. And yeah, dude, it was awesome to see everyone. Sorry you couldn't make it, but it was really great seeing everyone and finally having like another get together like that. It's been like 2 years since we've done that. So
Well, that's what kind of set it off. I saw like social media posts, everyone just hammered. And then like once the karaoke gets brought out, I was like, I felt such FOMO. I should have watched my solo video on fear of missing out to help cope. I was like, oh man, I want to. Did
yeah,
anybody sing Bohemian Rhapsody or any kind of Queen song?
that was like the second song that we sang. It was immediately
Come
just like,
on.
Dane, you know the song, and I was like, all right, here we go.
So let me ask you a question. What do you think about the whole curbside thing? I know like every retail outlet's doing it now. But so I feel so bad because I get it. It started back in 2020, but now like this just happened. That's why I was a little late coming on. I went to the grocery store, but it was all pre-ordered and they just come and bring it out with no extra charge. Do you think that comment down below? Do you think that that's a dirtbag move at this point? Or is it okay to shop online? They go pick it up. It keeps someone employed. They bring it out to your car. Everyone's cool. What do you think about that? Or Walmart doing the curbside stuff?
Yeah. I thought you were first talking about like the curbside pickup for like fast food restaurants or something like that.
Well,
Because
with the grocery store.
yeah, the grocery store.
They
But
went
no,
and picked out avocados for me, and they did a great job.
did they get good avocados for you?
Bro, their full produce, because I was like, all right, let's go all in. Find me the latest date lettuce box, because I like meal prep salads for like 4 days out. Find me not too ripe avocados, smiley face. Thank you. I'm always like very polite in the notes. And
Yeah.
they came through, bro. She came out like, oh my goodness. Bubblies were on sale. So
Wow.
yeah.
They,
What's your thought?
they probably have a special back section for the pickup orders. It's all the nice stuff. But and I think it's cool, man. On the note of fast food restaurants and curbside pickup, I don't really understand that because it's like you pre-order and then
Oh,
it's like you have the option to go through the drive-through for your pre-order or uh, curbside pickup, or you go in. And I'm just like, well, why not just go through the drive-through anyway? Because it takes about the same amount of time,
oh
honestly.
yeah. Just go in. It's like pretty much ready. They like it takes
Yeah,
2 minutes. I feel you on that.
yeah.
But when Walmart and the big grocery store in Texas is HEB, it's the greatest grocery store ever. But I was like, dude, if it's plus you can like add like coupons, buy three, get $5 off. I was like, bro, pick it up
Yeah.
at 6:30. But just a show note. I mean, the grind is continuing on the channel. Little growth here and there, but it's wild running a YouTube channel and a podcast and it's wild that you need to have a script, you need to edit, we need to sync up, we need to be on the same like wavelength, and then it's like even when it's over, it never really is. But that's cool because it's building resiliency. So I think of
Mm.
all this as a challenge, but like a positive challenge, I guess.
Well,
So
yeah, we were talking about Tom Brady and him saying like be consistent.
mhm.
The consistency, that's exactly what it is. It's like it's never over. So
Ever.
so it's like
Trust
you,
me.
you can celebrate one thing or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't really matter. Like celebrate it and then move on. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually was watching some YouTube channel. He had like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And he was like, let me preface this by saying that I know that I have the best job in the world, but it's still a job because
Mm.
even though he has editors and probably people that help him write stuff, when we have our own studio doing this, we're still gonna have to show up. You can't just.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I do like the fact that it's not even just the gym at this point, but now with this, it's like, all right, baby, gotta get videos out. So we're gonna work. We're streamlining. We're doing everything to be better for you guys, the faithful DTU audience. So we thank you, and I thank you, Dane and Winston. Obviously, we thank you, homie. What up, Fluffy man? And yeah,
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who's stuck around, and everyone who's new. Welcome.
Week 9, yo. Week 9. Ooh, 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 ooh. If you're my age range, you know about this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Even just hearing that, if you're in your car right now, let me see the arm twist above your shoulder. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No? Did you do that? Or
I I think that's just isn't that still a thing today?
oh, all right, never mind.
I think so. I don't think it's ever gonna go away.
Good. And amen to that. You know why? So we just talked about resiliency. Do you know who's pretty resilient? Was the Gladiators back in the day, bro. And Gladiator 2, believe it or not, they're making a second one from that epic movie. It drops November 22nd, and we got some like first peeks at it, and I want to share those with you, bro. Check this out. It's unbelievable.
Let's
It
check.
looks so good.
Yep.
Because the first one, it's weird because I just rewatched it. We talked about it on the pod. Dude, look how cool this looks. Look at frickin' look at this. Vanity Fair. Dude, this dude, Pedro Pascal, he's in it.
Yeah,
Who's
dude,
also
he's a good actor.
Mando. Look how dope these costumes look, man.
He's a good actor, man. I like that.
Oh,
Think
he's
he's in
great. Dude, look at this shot.
it.
It's like an action shot with like in the pit fighting Pedro's it looks so good, dude. But
Yeah, it's got some
they
good dynamic range on that nice blurry
oh
background.
yeah. I was gonna say, what
Yeah.
did you see it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, check this out. And I'm more looking at these like high def sick. But I don't see, I always wonder, like, do you think that these were leaked or they're just like, hey, let's give you a little teaser?
Look, sometimes things are leaked, but it's also just a self leak. I think,
Right.
like the first Deadpool trailer that was I think it's even confirmed now. It was for sure a self leak. Actually, yeah. Ryan Reynolds admitted I think he did, maybe not, but
That
he admitted
sneaky
like
link.
yeah, he admitted like just leaking it out so that people would get excited about it, and then the studio would be like, okay, all right, it's a good move. So
I don't
that's
even
the
know if I
story I
saw the
heard
second.
anyway.
Well, I hope he's a cool dude in real life, Ryan Reynolds, because he seems like a cool guy. Like, and now he's got the Cricket Wireless where supposedly you get like unlimited everything for $25. I just hope he's
Hmm.
actually a cool dude. I hate hearing how celebrities aren't cool. Like I heard Rachel Ray's a horrible tipper. I heard that Jeremy Piven, Ari Gold from Entourage is like a mean dude. And it just hurts my
Yeah,
heart. It hurts my soul.
I don't know. I don't know if this is a real or actually well it was a video. I'm forgetting who plays him, but Deadpool's buddy in the movies, the bartender guy.
Maybe. Type in Deadpool buddy.
Yeah, Deadpool bartender buddy, whatever. Well, anyway, there's a
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
that guy?
I already know what you're gonna say about this dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, so there's a video of him saying that like I guess him and Ryan don't get along anymore, or there's like some things going on where he just felt like he was being a bit mistreated. Like he went a bit too much into the Deadpool character. I don't know.
oh, really? Oh,
It,
what Ryan Reynolds did?
yeah, just like I guess there was a scene where like Deadpool goes fourth wall and all that stuff. So I guess there was a scene that they filmed probably in I don't know which movie, but but yeah, like just they went Ryan Reynolds I guess went a bit too real with it. He was like something about his character is like, oh yeah, you're the guy that like no one cares about or whatever it was like, and everyone is kind of like a bit taken back by that or whatever. But I don't know. Ryan Reynolds to me, I think he looks like he's a cool guy, but never met
You
him.
never know. I thought you were gonna say about this guy T.J. Miller that plays the bartender. He apparently was a nightmare on that show Silicon Valley. That's why he's not in the
Um,
last two seasons. Like they butt heads, him and the producer or director or whatever. I guess
yeah,
they got like after it, and because he was supposedly a nightmare to work with. That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, yeah, I've never heard anything about him on set, but that sucks. That's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's weird. It's just probably the same thing we talk about like rock stars and stuff. Like you think it's probably so amazing, but eventually you become comfortable in it. Cause like you and I talking to each other, bro. Once we have like a staff, or if we were in a on stage in front of 10,000 people or in a movie or something, like everybody you're trying to be cool with. At least I know we both would. That's why we're homies. But like
Yeah,
the catering, like, hey man, I always say like, yo, dude, thanks for chefing up this mac and cheese, man. It was delicious. But I
yeah,
guess somewhere people get lost and they just get on this like I'm famous vibe, and I don't get it, but I mean I couldn't get it because I haven't been in that situation yet, I guess.
yeah. Well, I think it might be a bit of a fame thing, but people are also just like that, and
Yeah.
maybe maybe people are like better at hiding it or whatever when they're not famous, when they don't have the power, you know. But then
Hmm.
then once they get there, it's sort of like the true colors are revealed and all that. It's probably different in every situation, but that I think might be a more prevalent thing than someone just randomly going from being a super nice person who is genuine to everyone and thankful for everything, to like someone who just doesn't appreciate anyone anymore. Yeah, I think it's just more that they were hiding it. So
Hiding it, or it's possibly they got jaded by constant like people saying how great they are, and it just got
yeah,
lost. I think it could be
yeah,
both. Yeah,
no, for sure.
that's strange, the whole fame thing. On
Yeah, I know all about it, man. It's so strange.
I mean, yeah, who we kidding? We run download the uplift, so we know all
Uh,
about it, bro. Listen, we just said sometimes like I don't have time for a selfie, okay, guys? I just don't have time. I got stuff to do. I have to go get my curbside HEB groceries. I don't have raise our glasses. And speaking of glasses, you got your tiki cup with you?
oh yeah, I think they've seen it already. I'm back to the dragon.
Tiki check. Oh, yeah, tiki.
By the way, I don't know how House of Dragons is going because I haven't checked it out yet, but I will eventually.
Maybe when it's over, I'll find a password and just bang out the whole season. I don't like the whole waiting a week. I've done enough of that in 39 years on this earth. But I said raise our glasses because we need to raise our glass. This is more Vegas specific to number 81, Jonathan Marchessault. I
Yeah,
can't believe they let him go.
yep.
He is if you don't know who that is, he was one of the original misfits of the Vegas Golden Knights, the NHL hockey team. He was, I got like a sick feeling even talking about it. He was an absolute legend. He was just a stud. He was in the locker room, on the ice, all around, and they let him go to Nashville. Nashville paid him 5 years, 27.5 million. This isn't a sports show. We don't talk about sports or politics really, just because it's what's the point? But for us, that one hurt to read. I literally felt sick when I read it on X
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I found out about that today, and I don't know if it just happened, but yeah,
yesterday.
yes, yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah, that's sad. Stefana messaged me and she was like, "All our good players are gone," and I was like, "Everyone." I was like Eichel, Stone, Hill, they're all gone, and but luckily we still have them as far
Yeah,
as I
they're
know.
there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, well, dude, they're
um,
getting paid like 10 million a year. I mean, Aiden Hill, he's getting like 5 million a
yeah.
year. But
No, but dude, Marchessault was such a good scorer. He'd make those plays that were just like these amazing shots, and
yeah,
Eichel does the same. But like Marchessault, at the very least, he used to be that guy that everyone would rely on for scoring those
right.
goals. So yeah,
Well, just like everything, I'm sure in pro sports or any level of sports, mental fitness is super important, just like physical fitness. And I think he added like that balance to the locker room. But it's weird because I have a Jonathan Marchessault jersey. But I'll say this: that all jerseys, if I ever buy a jersey again, are now going to have my last name. It is kind of weird wearing another man's last name on your back. I don't know. I used to wear NFL jerseys and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's or another person's name on your back. It feels weird. But now I got this jersey. But he didn't leave on bad terms. Like they didn't pay him. He's like, and my boy Vega, he's out there in California. Maybe we'll have him on. He's like a master car salesman. He runs like a bunch of stuff out there in California. But he's a huge LA Kings fan. So he was like, yo, they let your boy go. But my thought process was this. Say you're him. He's like in his mid-20s, first of all. Oh, hurts my heart. Well, good for him. God bless him. I'm not sending negativity. He won a ring. Why not go get paid now? I mean, I kind of like if I'm in his situation, it's a business. At the end of the day, all these professional athletes, they do got to get paid. So,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think that I don't know, behind the scenes, it's probably a little bit of there's probably a mixed bag. It's like there's people who have nostalgia for a team who want to be a part of that team, and then the fan base also has a lot to do with it. But I've heard from like some sports guys, it's like, my favorite team and the one I want to play with is the one that pays me because
whoa,
because
yeah,
it's true.
yeah.
You need to get paid regardless of where your passion is.
These guys, they're so competitive. That's how they get to that top level. They're right up there with money is winning the big championship. But he
Oh
already
yeah,
did that. They won it in
yeah.
2022, 2023 season. But yeah, it was sad to see.
And
We'll see.
like not to commentate on this, but towards the end of the last season, the March Assault, he wasn't scoring goals, So I kind of I'm not like too surprised. Not saying anything against him because he's still a fantastic player, but there was something that was like just a little off at the last season, and everyone's has the right to have an off time,
Right.
but yeah, I'm assuming that might have had some part to do with it because yeah, it's like the last couple games in the playoffs specifically that I saw. I was just like, like where's Marchessault? Like he's not up there, But yeah, I don't know what was going on with that.
I just want to say your professionalism by saying I don't mean to commentate on this. Wow, man, you blow me away sometimes with your awesomeness, Dane, co-host. Oh, by
Thanks.
the way, if you didn't know, this is the Vegas Golden Knights mascot. If you've ever been watching DTU, been like, what is that? It's a Gia monster or Gila monster. How do you pronounce it?
I think it's Gia Monster.
Gia monster, and his name's Chance. If you ever wondered. But Dane, anything going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh yeah, I've got a
Anything
couple of
science
things.
related you could tell us in the science corner of the show?
Yeah, I've got a lot of very complex, big words to say all about the double slit experiment, how photons travel in waves and particles at the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I learned my lesson last time with
It was
the
cool.
the nitroplasts. We cut them out because they just didn't work. So pretty cool. Just short, quick story. There is a self-driving robotic racing car that won a historic robotic vehicle race in 2005. It's now displayed on the National Museum of American History. Yeah, it's a sort of landmark race of self-driving vehicles and stuff like that. And yeah, it's named Stanley.
So wait, this is a self-driving car?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
And you
it's
said
got
they had these back in 2005?
yeah, yeah,
Yo, look at
for like
this
testing.
rig.
Have
Whoa.
you seen those on the road? Like all those freaking cameras on top of the car?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy to see that. But yeah, so this was in 2005. This was the winner of some race that I hadn't seen that apparently was going on with robotic vehicles. So
Pentagon's Defense Advanced Research Project's Grand Challenge Robot Race, made by Stanford University team of collaboration with VW. We talked about them last week. See, I told you they
mhm.
got a big bag.
Oh
Vehicle
yeah,
helped revolutionize driverless car technology. It was developed at a time when major corporations were just forming the idea, and a few states approved them for road use. Oh, cool, dude. So wait, did it get landmark object? So basically they're putting it on display and giving it a
yeah,
shout out. Oh, cool, man.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's going to be in the East Wing on the third floor, and yeah, it's going to be on display there.
Dang.
It's fitting. It's fitting because it's that's going to be a huge part of history when we're no longer driving and we don't know how.
When do you think that would actually happen? How long till? Because you got to think about the man. There's a lot of people that would never not want to be able to give up. I think to actually be like in the movie I Robot back in 2000,
Oh yeah,
when
yeah,
you're just sitting in a little bubble, or like Minority Report with no driver. Do you think that's gonna happen in our lifetime? Let's in 60 years. Say I live to be 100.
yeah. Well, dude, the crazy thing is like with technology advancing, there's a lot of stuff that they think just with biology where they might make it so that people can live way longer than what we're expecting to live right now.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff with like stem cell research and all that coming out. So who knows? You could live way longer than 100. It might come up with that before the self-driving cars. You never know.
Grandpa Joe
But
made it to 100, baby. I got the genes. Too
yeah,
bad I don't have any visitors.
yeah. But I don't know. It could be towards the end of our lives. Maybe just after we die. But we already have like partially self-driving vehicles or like Tesla. How far is that into the self-driving realm? Because I know it can do highway, but
Oh,
how is it with streets?
oh, dude, they released in April. They gave it for free to everybody. Everybody with a Tesla, you got
Hmm.
free full self driving. Let me tell you something about that. It was unbelievable. It literally, you can hit McDonald's. I always just, and it will from your parking space stop signs, different projections, drive you there. City streets, stop signs, roundabouts. It literally
Hmm.
no problem at all. And the thing that they did, which is I feel like we shout him out every week. I don't even care. He deserves it. Elon did was by giving it to everybody, they got, I guess, like 500,000 lines of code to improve it. So
Oh
it's
wow.
unbelievable. The car will drive itself. I mean,
Yeah.
it's monitoring. Like you actually see what it's looking at and stuff. It's crazy. So
So
yeah,
I
no,
mean, so it's already here, really,
it
and it's
is
just it's just
100%.
about it's just about like when is it going to be that the new bleeding edge technology of self-driving cars, when is that going to be old enough technology that it's going to replace all the old cars right now that people have,
Right.
right? So and when is it going to be just a standard feature in every vehicle, whether it's an EV or whether it's gas powered? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that I think 50 years, 40 years, I'd say it's pretty safe to predict that.
Or maybe it's going to happen just in 10 to 20 years. And because with
It could.
AI and everything, it's just advancing so fast that it's going to be like 1 second we're here. I'm sure the technology will be there. It would probably 10, 20 years, but it's more of like people that they can't afford the newest, greatest cars. Like, look at how much cars are right now, but also just people that don't want to let go.
I think the more interesting question might be like, when is it going to be the law to have a self-driving
Oh,
vehicle, especially like for highways and stuff like that? That might be a thing that gets put into regulation where it's like you have to do self-driving if you're on a highway.
well, I'm wearing this hoodie from when I was a trucker. That's what they really want to try and get
Mhm.
um, AI behind. And there are a few sample trucks. You know, obviously there's a guy in there. It's 80,000 pound death machine, but
Yeah, yeah.
that would be. I mean, driver fatigue is one of the top, if not the top, issues or reasons for crashes because the guys are just trying to pull too many hours. Even though it's regulated, you're only allowed to drive 11 hours or 10 hours.
Super regulated and people yeah, you can lose your license
Mm.
if you even go above like 1 hour. So
Yep,
the buddies
all electronic logs.
yeah, yeah, because all of it's getting smarter now. It's like the truck knows, or the truck and the logs know exactly how long you've been driving. So
Mhm.
companies can't get away with it, drivers can't get away with it, and yeah, which is good. good.
Yeah, it's good. I just, dude, back before then, and I think it was only what, either mid '90s or mid 2000s that they actually became necessary. But yo, back in like the '80s and stuff, just straight meth or like sketchy truck stop pills to just stay awake, bro. You got to get there, make more money. It's like just
Yeah.
strung out, driving 80,000 pounds. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, it sucks. One of my buddies was telling me when he was truck driving, um, he was like about 30 minutes out from the city that he was heading to.
Okay.
Um, and he just reached like I don't know what hours it is. It's like 18 hours or something like that. He just reached the hour mark. And he got told like pack it in, pull off to the side of the road, get 8 hours of sleep, and we're gonna pay you for those 8 hours. So it's like cool. I get like a day wage because I'm out for another day. But he's 30 minutes away, and all he wanted to do was just go home, see his family. But
Oh,
he
from
had
his
to
actual house too. Oh,
yeah. Well, from wherever wherever he was gonna park the truck and everything, and then go home. But yeah.
damn.
Yeah, so it's just it's like the regulations good and he got paid more, but it's like now he has to wait 8 hours before actually going to see his family and go home. So
I only did it for a couple months. It is such a rough lifestyle. I'll say it every week. I hats off to truckers, guys, especially
yeah.
OTR truckers over the road that are you're literally never home. Some of the OGs are like, yeah, I get away from the wife, but like,
Yeah,
but
I guess it depends, it's like what kind of lifestyle do you want? Which
yeah, and if you stick with it, you can make a ton of money. But when you're
yeah.
starting out with no experience, you are making not a lot of loot. It's the dog. You got to pay your dues. I was talking to somebody about this. Maybe it's Ken who might be joining us. He was like, why do you, or no, it wasn't it. Whoever it was like, why, in any profession, if you're starting out, why would you expect to get paid so much money? They said that's a thing that's like recent college grads coming out that like they expect to get paid so much money. It's like you have no experience. Why would we pay you all this money for that? Like
Yeah.
you or Johnny that have had years of experience with audio, video, stuff like that, you deserve a higher rate. Professional podcasters like ourselves, we deserve higher rates because we've put in the time. But
Yeah, I appreciate that.
oh shoot.
I've worked 12, 13, 14 years maybe professionally in the industry. So yeah, I mean it's a long haul to get anything. And you almost have to just fight for the higher wages and the better jobs anyway. Like,
Mm.
even if you work that long, it doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed to do that. You got to kind of put yourself in the right spot to get that wage and those job titles and everything.
But before we get into our lesson, what's going on your end, bro? I know we heard about that cool robot truck,
Yeah, man. So
AX, whatever.
so have you been hearing about this internet sensation Haktua girl? Have you
Yeah,
heard that?
of course. Freaking
Dude,
viral stuff is wild, man. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So, all right. So then like everyone's been looking for this girl, like trying to figure out who she is and what she's doing,
Right.
right? Well, they found her. Her name's Haley Welch, and she's been doing a couple of interviews, right? And she also sang on stage with Zach Bryan, so she's doing well for herself, just because of like 5 seconds of a meme. She's doing really well for herself now. So yeah, that's just that's
Oh,
what I had.
bro, I don't know if you saw it, but she's milking this, which by the way, if you ever go viral, if you're listening to this and you're lucky enough or potentially not or unlucky enough to go viral, she's signing like hats and merchandise. She's
Oh yeah,
the, like the
yeah.
guy the cranberry juice skateboarder guy, he got like a truck out of it.
Oh yeah, dude. That guy. Oh, that was like COVID era. He just randomly came out of nowhere. Good on her. I'm glad that she's milking it. She seems like pretty chill and down to earth as well. So
Oh, yeah.
I
I
hope
mean,
it goes well for her.
Oh yeah, right here. Look at this, dude. Hold on. Look at she's literally signing autographs. Do you make that
Oh
money?
yeah, yeah, man.
Like we found the Huckta girl.
Huck to it.
Huckta. Good for her. Yeah, make. Oh yeah, look at this. Signing autographs. Huckta 2024. Spit on that thing.
I mean, dude. Okay, not to bring up politics or anything, but in in a world that we live in now, where like the debate that we just saw makes no sense at all. At least someone's making some sense, right?
I don't know. Listen, viral stuff. We'll see how long it lasts, but she seems cool, and now she's doing podcasts. And Zach Bryan's like a massive artist, so
Yeah.
good for
Well,
her, man.
I mean, dude, it's not. In a couple months, people are gonna be kind of forgetting about it. But I think this is gonna be one of those classic ones, like Bad Luck Brian or whatever. It just keeps coming back. She seems like a cool person. Haley Welch. She seems like a
Yeah,
cool
she's
person.
cool. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
buy her beer.
I mean, dude, she united a nation into finding
She
out who
really
she
did.
was.
That's great. Oh man, well, I
God,
can tell
God bless America. That's all I have to say.
how appropriate when you're listening to this. The fourth just happened. So wait, this is going to be in 2 years. It'll be 250 years old. America will be 250 years old in
Wow. Yeah.
2026. That's gonna be dope. We got a party.
Oh yeah.
As much as that's what's going on, I could say this, man, is that I put in and I try and research this stuff to educate myself, and we like to pass that knowledge on to you. And I think Dane does the same thing. This week we are on the same page, and I'm going to hit you up to get us started to pass that knowledge with a quote of the
Doing vibrato.
week.
Nice.
This is from the GOAT. The GOAT. The quality of life is the quality of your relationships. Tony Robbins, baby. I was like, I went through some like old philosophers, some this. I was like, man, that's so true. The quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. So this is going to be all about the art of managing your relationships. We're calling it building bridges.
No, I like it. I like it. It reminds me of you can't have fulfilling relationships with others and actually like find long, meaningful relationships with others without also working on yourself in the
Mm-hmm.
process. That's kind of what it reminds me of, and to not forget about that because yeah, sometimes when you're just relying on other people and you're not like focusing on your life, like just bad things can happen, or at the very least it's like it gets stale. The relationship gets stale because it's like you're just about that relationship and you don't go about your own business with your own life.
Just broad strokes, relationships in general can either bring you a ton of joy or a ton of sorrow. And I guess I'm very strange in the fact that sometimes, bro, I love to be completely alone. Like I always reference Sundays, but bro, it's dark in here, man. I'm alone. It's me and the dog. And even sometimes it's just, but there's other times when I'm like, when if I'm just talking to you or if I'm hanging out, I even hang out with the ladies in the office, like the front office. They're
Yeah.
mad cool at this apartment, but like I'll go hang out and BS with them for a half hour. But I also, but it's just so wild that I am like on complete different spectrums of like I can be completely content being alone, but at the same time, like by having it's just wild how much that relationships in general affect you both positively and negatively.
My take on most things is that there's a positive and a negative that you can find with like basically everything in life. So, if you care about someone uh, a lot, right? They could either hurt you or give you the best times of your life, and more than likely they're going to do both. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Hmm.
If you love someone, they're probably going to hurt you at some stage. That's when you look at things just objectively, like something happens, like let's say um, you're friends with someone for 10 years, and then you fall apart, right? And now you're no longer friends. That's
Hmm.
just a thing that happens, and you can look at that and you can say like, well, the friendship falling apart, that really hurts. I hate it, and you try and recover from that and all that stuff. But you can also look at it and say, well, the time that it lasted uh, gave me some really good memories. It probably shaped me in a lot of ways into
Wow.
who I am today, at least where it pertains. And yeah, like there's value that came out of that. There's good that came out of that, and now it's just like, well, you gotta look for the next good thing. Yeah,
It's all about if you're being awesome to each other and that it's not one-sided. That's what I think makes a good relationship. Like, hey man, you're awesome, but they're sending back your way, you're awesome too. It's not one-sided. I think the mutual um, thought of awesomeness that's shared between each other usually will kind of like make or break a relationship. I think that's like a super broad way of thinking about it.
no, definitely. I agree with that. If you're trying to be a uh good person to people, right? And like on any level, like you're trying to be good to your friend, good to an acquaintance, good to a coworker, good to someone you love, like family member. Um, it's really something that you have full control over. So what I'd say is like uh, when you want to do well to other people, you have to think about how can I help them? How can I make their day better? How can I make them feel better? Like, what advice can I give them? How can I be a positive impact on their life? And then to be good to yourself, you have to make sure that you're receiving that back from the people you give it to. And that's
Hmm.
the filtering process that happens in relationships. Really, like, but you have to put yourself out there and be the good person and not receive it back, to start finding the ones where you do receive it back, where it is this genuine like bond. And once you find that, then it's just there, like two people giving to each other and wanting to give to each other and look out for each other. Like, that's a great relationship,
Mm.
regardless of what it is. So
You nailed it with saying genuine too. But when you're being genuine, whether you're just being yourself or being open and honest, it does. You're right. That makes or breaks a solid relationship. But
yeah,
I don't know the whole like fake nice thing. Ugh. It's like, hey, but dude, if you don't like me, let's just. I don't know. I guess that don't
yeah.
don't think about it that way, guys. Think of a more positive way of thinking about it.
Well,
But let
look, the way that I kind of treat everyone, I think you're the same way. Well, I like to treat everyone with kindness and just yeah, try brighten their day. Try see see where things can go. Like I've said to a couple different people, like even if I'm out at a bar or I'm just out at a grocery store or whatever, like I'll just talk with people. I'll say like, "How's your day?" And
mm,
then if they bring something up, I'll ask about it and just like get a conversation going. And they may not ask me a single question about myself. They may never talk to me again. I may never see them again. But I'm just like, yeah, you might as well. Like you're
mm.
there. You're two human beings. Might as well have a conversation and just make it as good as you possibly can. That's my approach to things. So
Dang, dude, you must have been listening to Download the Uplift, and it also sounds like you've been journaling.
I
Oh,
haven't
shoot.
yet. I've just got to be
Someday.
honest.
Hey,
I
did
gotta
I
be
ever
I
tell the
gotta be
audience about
genuine.
that? No, that's good, and it's cool because even if you can brighten someone's day in the littlest bit, and that's exactly the different kinds of relationships. So there's, I guess, strangers, and then
Hmm.
there's like acquaintances, like, oh, yo, what up? Then there's like casual friends where it's kind of like, oh, they're going to be there. Awesome. Like that's a casual friend. Then there's like close friends. Like, yo, dude, I got issues. We got to talk. And then you get into like family and like romantic relationships and like top tiers. But
Hmm.
all those can play a different part in your life. You know, even just people that are acquaintances, but they might uplift you and add to your life a little bit, just like you can do, like you just mentioned back in theirs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, an example, like every single day I'm at work, I go and grab a coffee at some point, and everyone at the coffee shop just I have a conversation with, right?
mm,
And it's no big deal. Like we haven't hung out. We're not like, oh, let's meet up or whatever. It's just like, we have these conversations, and it's cool. It's like, it's cool to just be like, hey, how's your day going? Like what's been going on, and you just catch up with people. Like it's good to sort of try brighten someone's day. Try like, make it so that they're um not just, sort of going through the day, trudging along, and just have like a decent conversation with someone. It's nice to do that for people, but also if you want to look at it in a more pragmatic way, the more that you socialize, the better you get at it, and
very true.
the more people you meet, the more genuine connections you end up having, because it's just a numbers game, which we've talked about before.
That's wild. There was a guy that posted a thing on social media, and he goes, when you walk into a new establishment, don't go right to the restroom or the bar. Just start talking to people. Dive right in. Like, whew. But if you can get good at that, I actually was thinking about that dude's post on my jog today. I was like, bro, if you become a master at that and you just put yourself through that hell, because it's not, maybe not hell, but if you put yourself through that awkwardness enough that you're going to get to be a wizard at it and leather skin to the point where it's like, dude, I can do that. But still, listen, you walk into a brand new establishment and just to walk up to a big, hey, what are we celebrating? Random people, like, who? But some people can do it. That makes a truly gifted social wizard.
Look, and
But
I think look, there's a part of it where it's like, you're probably gonna, if you do that, groups of people are gonna be like, why the hell are you coming up to me? Like, yeah, like I don't
different
necessarily
people,
like
yeah.
to always bug people or whatever, but my approach to it is just more of like a natural, like I will usually end up talking to the bartender, because the bartender has to serve me, and so I'm just like
She has
in
to
that.
talk.
Well,
I'm
he
totally
she,
kidding.
yeah.
No, no, I get it. Instead of just
but
like, hey,
but
can I
it's,
get another beer? See how their shift's going and stuff.
yeah, because like if you just approach someone randomly, there can be like that awkwardness. What do you want, kind of thing, right? But if it's
Mm-hmm.
natural, and this is the other thing that I think people might struggle with this sort of approach, is like, um, having this social awkwardness, and then when you do go out and you try and socialize, like you have this sort of expectation of what you want to get out of the night, and so everyone you go up to, you're like trying to get that from them. And this is a lot of what happens when people are trying to like hook up, and they're trying to find a girl or a guy. It usually would work better trying to find a guy, but if you're trying to find a girl, um, having those kinds of expectations just, I think, brings up a lot of awkwardness. My thing that I would say would benefit people more is just to talk with everyone, and not have an expectation about it.
I
And
like it.
then you just eventually find, like, if you feel like you're sort of lonely and socially deprived and stuff like that, eventually you won't be. Like, you may even get to the point where you're like, I want to be alone. you know
Mm-hmm.
like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't have those expectations. Don't try and make something happen. Just, if someone comes up and talks to you, or if you are in a position where it's natural, because you just get included in a conversation or something like that, just throw something in, and see where it goes.
So how does this all relate to mental health? Well, if you have good relationships, you have people to support you in your triumphs, but you also have, or I should say, celebrate your triumphs, but you also have people
Mm.
that can support you when stuff isn't going too well, but that's going to bring the drama, and you never want to be the person that's always bringing that drama. It's all about balance, but it really is.
Yeah.
That's to have that support system is so key when it comes to just relationships and managing them and your mental health.
A lot of people might not think of it like this, but if you do have that acquaintance, that I don't know, it might be your local bartender, it might be
Mm-hmm.
a barista or whatever. So sometimes it's cool to just like kind of bounce something off of them that
Yes, yes.
it isn't serious, and you don't have to bring up to someone close to you where it's actually going to like affect your whole life or whatever. It's like you can just kind of open up, and then they can give you their honest opinion, and it's almost like a stranger's opinion but not quite a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's great for that. In some ways there could be certain things that they know about you that not a lot of other people know about you. It could be that kind of a deal. Just having a decent, like, healthy social kind of lifestyle, I think, just it's going to benefit you overall. Like, even without it being a support line or anything like that, it's going to be, you're not going to be thinking to yourself like, you know, it's just me and no one else. Because it's like, you can meet people, you can go out, you can meet people, you can have a good time, and then you just have to get comfortable with the fact that not every person you meet is going to be what you want them to be, and they might come and go, and it might be just you have one cool night hanging out with them and then you never see them again.
Okay. So we got the acquaintances, we
Yeah.
got these people, they're cool, but let's talk about people that are like in our lives. How do
Hmm.
we manage our relationships? Like the title of
Yeah.
this amazing podcast. And
Yeah,
I'll
the,
let you
the the hard relationships to actually
well,
manage because they're closer to you. I think, again, I brought it up earlier, but my kind of approach to it is thinking like, what can I do for them? To me, it becomes more important the closer and closer someone is to you, and um, the more you care about them. It becomes more and more important to think to yourself, okay, like, how can I help this person out? How can I make their life better? And support them. And e- I think a lot of times people, when they get close to people, they start thinking about like, what can I get out of this relationship? And that might be for different reasons. Maybe the other person just not reciprocating what you are, or maybe you're just not thinking about the other person as like, what can I do for them? But I think it becomes important to think about how can I help the person out, and also how can I just give this person some space, and like,
hmm.
uh, space to be who they are, space to be themselves, and where can I fit into their life ultimately, and how can I fit into their life? And you have to take that in and see like, am I happy with that? And if I'm not, then it's not something that's going to work out. But I think that kind of mentality leads to a happier relationship when you find someone who's reciprocating that right back to you.
You actually nailed two of the things I wanted to talk about in one. One was basically you said give them space. Setting boundaries is so crucial. And like you said, the mutual thing is show appreciation and support. But the boundaries thing is it can be anywhere from on things maybe you don't want to touch upon, but it's also more like on the casual side when like if you're at someone's house and it's time to go for like casual
Yeah.
people, like all right, time to go. Like it's good to know boundaries when it comes to managing your relationships, whether you're just over someone's house and they're a casual friend, or if you're when it comes to boundaries, if it's something that like, yeah, we don't touch on that subject with this person because I know them that well, which
Mm.
brings me to the fact that communication is so key with anything that we discuss on this, in the proper way, boundaries wise for communication. Don't talk about certain things, but communication with all things when it comes to relationships is just from romantic relationships to people you work with. If you can be open and don't keep stuff bottled up, and you can get information or how you're feeling or how you wish things could change in like a good way without offending, without being respectful, being keeping it like healthy. I think communication is massive when it comes to managing relationships.
Yeah. I just want to say on that, because I know it's hard to navigate, but at the end of the day, like, um, a friendship or a romantic relationship or any of that stuff, like, um, however you communicate, however you sort out issues and stuff like that, at the end of the day, like, it's over when one person says, like, it's no longer worth it, you know. So
Hmm.
if you can approach things and think, like, how do I want to, like, not offend this person, but sometimes it's good to be blunt about things. Like, you're not going to get every step of that relationship right, but what you'll find is, like, if the person is, like, actually wanting to be in your life and stuff like that, as a friend, as a partner, whatever it is, then they're going to take the times where you were perfectly, like, spot on with things, or the times that you might have offended them, you might have said something that they didn't like, or you sort of, like, showed a part of your character that they view as a flaw, but they're going to take all those things into consideration and be like, well, I still want to be in this person's life, you know.
Mm.
And if they end up leaving, then, at the end of the day, like, being yourself is the closest you're going to get to actually figuring out, like, who likes you. Yeah.
Hmm.
So sometimes just being being genuine, putting yourself out there, and maybe you do step on people's toes, maybe you do a few things that aren't right. You either have to decide, I want to change that about myself, or you find people that still appreciate you,
Hmm.
for who you are. So
Yeah, I think that in a way, one of those ways to I guess you kind of like, if you love them, let them go.
yeah,
But
yeah,
before you make any drastic things, it's definitely, I think you kind of touched on a little bit, is just be understanding, and also be able to look through. This is one thing that I need to be better with. It's like look through things through a different lens, and like maybe where
mm,
they're coming from. I think you touched on it a bit, but I think that's key. Like, so yeah, communication and being able to kind of look at from their point of view. I'm like a stubborn Italian dude, so it's kind of harder sometimes for me. But and also I do want to say I work on this. I used to have a reminder in my phone every day. It's like, be a better listener when you are having these discussions, and you guys are letting it all out on one of these heart to hearts, or if someone's letting you have it, try and be a better listener. That's one good thing about doing podcasts and stuff. It really helps your just conversational skills. But I work
yeah,
on that a lot. Is just be a better listener. Like, people love to talk, but when you can listen and absorb it, especially when it comes to relationships, whether it's your buddy at the water cooler or your girl of 8 years, it's crucial to be a good listener to help
yeah.
manage your relationships, Dane, and journaling.
I agree with that. So with listening, I think a lot of people can benefit from this. Potentially, like, everyone could benefit from this, but a lot of times, and I've done it as well. But when you're talking with someone, and someone's given their opinion about a certain topic or whatever, you might be thinking in your head, like, what you want to say, right? And you're
Right.
just kind of like, you're like jumping at the bit, just like waiting for your moment to tell them what you think. But it's sometimes so more impactful to just actually, like, step back and be like, you know what, it might not be about me right now. Like, maybe
Mhm.
I should listen to this person, and also, like, maybe I could even learn something from this person.
Mm.
So I think it's it's a great thing to do, just in general, as a person, to start actually, like, actually actively listen to what someone's saying, before just going like, this is what I want to say. That's just what I wanted to add to that.
Would you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. While you were speaking, I was like, "Oh, I want to add this," but then I was like, "Let me listen to what John's saying."
That's not even. That's literally any from strangers all the way up to family. It's
Yeah,
nice when you feel heard. Like I just want to be heard. I mean, that's that's like I think in pop culture or just in real life or something like that. I had as far as managing our relationships goes is show appreciation and gratitude. I touched on it a second ago, but this one literally drives me bananas when people don't say thank you. And this is once again the full spectrum of relationships, but when people don't say thank you or show like, hey, dude, I really appreciate you doing that, it drives me bananas. I know when we always all went out, or this, that, the other thing, our crew's pretty good with that. Like we're all pretty polite kids because we care about each other. But sometimes you
yeah,
hang out with people, or you might go out and like you pick up a tab or something, or even like you meet a dude. Say you're chumming up at that bar, you and the bartender. So you meet a new guy. Hey, it's a party now. You and this new guy, you're talking. You're like, hey, bro, I'm gonna get you your next Guinness, and they don't make it a point to thank you. Like I think that's so rude. So all mental health aside, be polite, people. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And I definitely agree with that. I was raised on saying please and thank you and all that stuff, having those manners.
same.
Um, at the end of the day, how I look at it is if I want to do something for someone, um, I'm doing it. And if they say thank you or if I get anything out of it, then that's cool. But if they don't acknowledge it or whatever, I'm just like, you know what? It's all good. I did that for them. I wanted to do it anyway. So I totally get it. I I think everyone should say please and thank you and all that stuff. And when someone does something for you, like make sure that they know that you appreciate it. But at the end of the day, for me, I just go like, it's all good. I wanted to do that anyway, and sometimes it works out. Sometimes you get someone who's like, thank you so much, and they really, really appreciate what you've done. And then sometimes you don't get that. It's just it's how it is.
Uh, one more thing for our audience to try and practice is when you're managing these relationships is doing things that you both enjoy. But maybe I'll
Hmm.
push back on my own thing. Like, let's say there's a couple and one wants to go to the monster trucks, right? The wife's got it's like give and take, right? She's gonna go with that to you, and then maybe you go to the farmer's market with her or something. I don't know, but oh, here we go. Yeah, I knew I was on point. Prioritize quality time. Build those memories, yo. That's what I wrote as a note. So,
Hmm.
um, do things that you both enjoy. Do give in to do things that maybe they might enjoy. But building memories is a huge part of embracing and managing healthy relationships, Dan.
When we're talking about romantic relationships, I think we can all agree here that Haley Welch gave the best advice. Really, that's what'll keep a relationship together. That huck
Duh.
to you do that, and look, like ladies, if you want to win an argument, all you got to do is give him that, and he's going to agree on everything. You want to go to the mall? Absolutely, 100%. We're going, baby. No, but but no, you doing things that you love, that you both love, and that kind of like it goes with what I was saying earlier, and that's how I think of it is like actually paying attention to stuff that they like to do,
Hmm.
and like being mindful of the more time you can spend thinking about like how can I make this person's life better, and not necessarily like what about me. If you're both doing that, and especially like in a romantic relationship, it works out so well together because like you're thinking like you're just actively listening. You're saying like if this person wants to go do that, they want to do this, and yeah, doing things that they like to do, or giving, in ways that they like, to receive and all that stuff. Like that's it's so important to do, and a lot of people end up in like a very transactional based relationship where it's like, I'm going to do this, but then you need to do this for me, and it's like it's the same kind of thing, but it's the wrong
Mm.
way around, because you're not like initially just giving to the person; they're just giving to you naturally. And when you find that, it's like it's an amazing relationship to have. So yeah, I agree. Do do things that they like, and do things that you like doing together.
Sounds like going for balance.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically,
Relationships in general are tough. I think that some people get so scorned by bad ones when it comes to like friends or relationships or even family or stuff. Sometimes things do go so bad that
yeah.
it's tough to recover from. It's tough to, it's like, dang, dude, that last one, I don't want to go through that heartache again. Heartache sucks, dude. Or like losing something, like,
Yeah,
so it's
it
learning
it is.
coping and stuff like that. Maybe we'll talk about that one week instead of, I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, that might be a kind of heavier episode, just coping in general, whether it's like, hey, when you
Yeah.
get home from work, how do you just get hammered every day? Like, are you, but no, it's just, it is a bummer that some of these relationships, if they go south, can kind of jade you on future ones, right?
Mm. People that end up feeling, hurt, taken advantage of, and they're a little bit like scarred from a relationship or whatever, and it could be for multiple reasons, like you spend a lot of time with a person, or you just gave a lot to a person and got nothing
Yeah.
back.
Oh, the worst.
That can absolutely like jade people, but that's why, I said it's sometimes important to just be like, I'm gonna give this, and I might not get anything back, but then your defense is, when you don't get that back, you
Mm.
move on. You can't let the past relationships get to you, past friendships get to you, or anything like that, and affect how you think and feel and talk to your future relationships and your future friends, right? Because I've dated people who will, like, the way that they talk about men, or I'll even hear like other guys and the way they talk about women and stuff like that. Some some of those things, when you're always talking like negatively about the opposite sex because of your past experiences, it affects your current relationships, because they're just listening to this constant thing about this negativity towards women or men, and they're going like, well, do you think that about me? Like, I didn't do
Mm.
anything to you. And then if you have the sort of negative outlook of dating in general, or the person you're dating, or just like past relationships that you're putting on to this new person you're dating, and you're thinking to yourself like, this person better, reciprocate and do everything that I'm doing for them, like that they better give me something out of this if I'm going to give them anything. If two people get into a relationship like that, then it's sort of a stalemate. It's like two people going like, hey, what are you going to get from me if I do this? And it's exactly what I said. It's a transactional relationship that just ends up being like this empty shell of a thing. It's like, it's not two people genuinely trying to like care for each other. It's two people trying to make sure that they get out what they put in, and it's just not the way that a healthy relationship forms, I don't
No,
think.
not at all. That's some like love lost type stuff. It becomes like that instead of being mutual, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's some people that just are totally cool being alone, I guess. Like I said, I have days like that, but I think you need people in your life.
yeah. I think everyone benefits from having a healthy social life, and having people in their life that they care about, and people that they can reach out to, or just that they'll see along the way in their lives, and you just have a bit of small talk conversations and stuff like that. I think it's very essential. We're social beings, and we need that And I know some people prefer being alone and at home, but most of the time it's out of fear, um, of socializing and putting yourself out there because you don't want, to have people either judging you or having those expectations and stuff like that. But that's why it's really important to put yourself out there and socialize with so many people, because you eventually find the people that just like you for you, and then so their expectations aren't, something that contradicts who you are, basically.
But then there's the opposite side of people that literally cannot be alone, and they'll just settle for even toxic
Yeah.
relationships just to avoid being, or like just always need people
Yeah.
alone. I mean, always need people around them. So that's like the complete
Yeah.
other spectrum. Like, I just, I'll
Yeah.
keep this horrible
Tension.
nightmare in my life just because I don't want to be without anybody. But I don't know. That's when you should be
Yeah.
working on your mental health, everybody listening to Download the Uplift and journaling.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Like people who just like they're attention starved, and nothing will satiate
Ooh,
that.
say that
Um,
again?
Nothing will satiate that.
Satiate?
Yeah,
Like cure thirst?
yeah.
Wow. Dang. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. That
Yeah,
was
no, it's all
wow.
good, man. Nothing will satiate that. That's not a healthy, um, way of
No.
living, and a lot of people know it. But yeah, like it's a tough subject. It's a tough thing to like wrap your head around. But it's like not everyone does. Not everyone finds a person that they're going to spend the rest of their lives with, and you never know what the future is going to hold, right? Like you have to make sure that you're happy with yourself, and you know you surround yourself with people that want that for you, and are going to help you achieve your life's goals and achieve that happiness and everything. And hopefully you find someone, hopefully one of those becomes a romantic partner for you. But if not, there's still so much more to life than just being with someone for the sake of being with someone,
Then you just get
and
100
it's not as
cats.
fulfilling. Yeah, yeah, you get 100 cats. Well, this is what I'll say, right? If you are with someone that is making you miserable, but you're with them because you just want to be with someone, your ideal version of a relationship is probably a very supportive partner who's
Of
actually making
course.
you happy. What you have to get into your head is like, you don't have that.
Right.
You don't have that
Delusional.
right now, and you never will if you stick
Yeah.
with this relationship. So like get out of that situation, even if it means that you will be alone, because you're closer to that happy relationship being alone than you are being with that partner that's making you
Mm,
miserable.
that's so true.
Yeah.
That sometimes you just gotta step back, and I had a video about inventory, but it's okay to like write stuff out about a relationship. I mean, if there's bad stuff, don't let them
Mm.
see it. Unless, like, but no, you have to look out for yourself, because when it's a toxic relationship in general, it's just life in general becomes just hard to wake up, and then it's just
Yeah.
yeah. But let's
I think people when they're in that relationship, I think they view it as like when they get out of that, or if they get out of that, that they're taking a step back.
mm,
And that's like the complete wrong way of looking at it. It's like you're actually, like I said earlier, you're closer being alone, being out of that relationship, to finding what you're looking for than you are being in it. Because you're spending your time with this person right now who's making you miserable, and the person out there who might make you happy, you're not with. You're not meeting them. You're not out doing your thing and finding that
wow,
person.
what
So
an uplifting freaking way of thinking about it. I wish I could say the when one door opens and one door closes, another one opens. I don't really know if that makes sense, that analogy, but
yeah, that's basically
yeah,
it.
I know. But even I'm just saying the
Basically it.
analogy in general. Like, what if you just go into a room that's It's just a block, like a closet. Like if it, like, but yeah, no, you got to keep moving forward, and it's nice. Hopefully, if you are in a relationship like that, or some in whether it's a person or romantic, you do have other support systems that can help you guide through getting out of it. Because what you should do is
Yeah.
make sure you hit subscribe and tune into us every week so you can be uplifted. That's the first thing anybody should do. Uh, but
Yeah. Yeah. Subscribe for more relationship
that's it,
advice.
baby. It's just like
A couple guys on the internet.
we're gonna get out of here soon. I'll just wrap up saying that just like everything, it's a journey. Try and be a good listener. Try and know when it's time to go, and cherish the good ones. Hang on to them. Make sure you show some love. I do want to say this for girls too. If you're trying to hang on to, just so you know, us guys, we don't mind a compliment here and there. We like it. Be like, hey, you look real good today. We like that. All right. I don't care if the haters are like, yo, you sound soft, bro. But you're lying to yourself if you say you don't like it. So cherish the good ones. Get rid of the bad ones. Listen to DTU. Hang on to that. And also do a lot of self-reflection too, because maybe you're the problem. I'm just kidding. Nah, who knows? Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Either way, but I love you. Dane, how
Like
would you
it's a
how would you yeah,
balance.
sum us up, Dane.
It's a balance. You know, if you're already the kind of person that is critical about themselves, then you need to be a bit
Hmm.
less critical. If you're the kind of person that doesn't think anything about your actions and thinks you're perfect, take it back a bit and maybe think about the times that people have said like, yeah, you know, you're kind of messed up in this moment or whatever it was. Yeah, you gotta keep just making adjustments, balance, and
Hmm.
all that other stuff. And on your comment about girls giving dudes compliments or dudes getting complimented in general,
Oh, dude to dude
um,
compliments are cool
I
too. Yeah.
yeah dude I agree, and I think not to generalize, but on average, right, a guy getting a compliment, he'll probably remember that for the
Yeah.
rest of his life, right? So, some girls are probably not going to remember even like
Oh,
90% of the compliments that happen with them, and for good reason, because there's far
oh,
too many
poor girls.
bombarding those poor girls.
Girls'
Yeah,
DMs
exactly.
must be just
Because it goes both
cesspools.
ways, right?
Those poor things. Hey, can I show you? Blah
Yeah,
blah blah. Like, no, you're a creeper. But
yeah,
yeah, no,
no.
yeah, it's so
Dude,
true.
yeah, like like getting no attention sucks, but getting too much attention and unwanted attention
It's true.
sucks. It's horrible. So yeah.
But Dane, before we
Uh,
say goodbye, was there anything else?
uh, be good to others. Be good to the ones you want to keep in your life, and be good to yourself.
Wow, man, couple knowledge bombs this week here on Download the Uplift. My man's dropping vocabulary and give that again. What were those three phrases? It needs to be on like a quilt.
Yeah. It's be good to others. Be good to the people you want to keep in your life, and be good to
Wow,
yourself.
possibly going to be a reel, everybody. My man is dropping knowledge. But Dane, was there anything else?
Nah.
No.
Other than that, no. I got nothing.
Oh man.
Uh, um, Mother Earth Brewery. I'm just wearing the shirt. It's a local Vegas thing. I've never been to it, but yeah, there you go.
Hit us up for sponsorship opportunities. We'd love to have you sponsor our show, Mother Earth, even though neither of us have been there. But
Mother Earth Brew. I think I tried it out once at Ferguson's show, and it was really good. I remember that, but I haven't actually been to the business itself.
I can't
But yeah,
remember. You don't like?
hey.
Do you like IPAs, like hoppy stuff?
I'm not a big fan of IPAs. There's some that are out there that are good, but I'm like a
Mm.
Corona, Pacifico, Guinness,
Mm.
Heineken. Yeah, I'll do like an Angry Orchard every
Oh, so
once in a
much
while.
sugar. Good
But
though. No, what's it
yeah,
called?
yeah.
The Guinness and the cider.
Oh
Those are
yeah, those
good.
are nice.
Mm.
Those are nice. Yeah, I'm forgetting what that is. But yeah, no, it might be
He's
a
on his
black and
way
tan.
to PT's right now. I think it's called a snake bite. Hold on. Before we get out of here.
All right, yeah, maybe.
Snake bite. Yeah. Snake bite drink made with equal parts
God,
Guinness and hard cider may just be your new favorite beverage. Well, thanks, Google.
mm, those were good, man. I remember that night.
Oh yeah, which one? Or which day? Midday. Bro, I'm at the bar. Like, on my way. Let me go see what this mess is up to.
Uh, but there was one night where we did a bunch of black and tans. Like that was, or sorry, snake bites. Keep calling it black and tan. But like everyone was doing them. I don't know what
Let's see
night
what a
that was,
black and
but
tan is, and I promise we'll
I
let you go,
remember.
folks. Even though you're hanging on every word. It's half
Yeah.
Guinness, half Black and Tan is a beer cocktail made by layering a pale beer and a dark beer. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just two beers.
Oh, but that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not without the sugar, though,
No
right?
way. Nope.
Dane, was there anything
Oh.
else?
We're not beer experts, but we do know how to drink it.
The most interesting man in the world. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. This is week 9 in the books. Oh, shoot. And you got any sound effects for us?
There we go.
That's week 9 in the books. Yo, hopefully you got some cool stuff. You got some laughs. You felt uplifted because that's why we're here. That's why we're staring at computer screens for hours. That's why we're showing up. Instead of being on the couch watching TV, we're handing this out because we care about you. But once again, thank you so much for
Yeah.
listening. We truly appreciate it and we appreciate you. This was Download the Uplift, a place where when we fall, we try and uplift you. We'll catch you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Word. All right, there we go.